All right, me, 24 female, with my dead boyfriend's mother. 50 female? She wants his dog? Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna do a snap judgment on all of these based off of the title, and then after reading all of the context, we'll see how my opinion changes with more information. So if the girl and the guy, if they lived together and had a dog together, then the girl should get the dog. If the boyfriend was living with the mother and she was just, the girl was just over at the boyfriend's all the time and really liked the dog, then the mother should keep the dog. So the context that I would need is, what was the dog's relationship to like the owners? Sorry, this is longer than I wanted, but I am still processing things as this happened last night. To get you up to speed, my boyfriend was killed in a car accident last month. This post is not about that. I'm going to grief counseling and coping as well as I think I can at the moment. We were together for 3 years. We started living together a little over a year. Prior to meeting my boyfriend, he got a ridiculously cute puppy. At the time, he was still living at home with his parents, as his parents lived close to university. Okay, that's important. However, this puppy was his puppy. She slept in his room. He took care of her and trained her. However, his mom loves the dog and doted on her like a grandmother. The mother also loves the dog. Boyfriend and I met in a local park because he had a puppy and I had an old grouchy dog of similar breed. We quickly started spending a good chunk of time with each other. I'd say we spent a good 60% of each other time of the week. Okay, and by together I mean me, boyfriend, and grouchy dog and his young pup. Dog spent a lot of time at my place and I helped with training, general care, and dog activities. After we moved in with each other, I took a lot more of the dog responsibilities. Boyfriend ended up getting a job with a long commute and a lot of overtime. I was okay with this as I ended up putting my old dog down a couple months ago and enjoyed having a dog to take care of again. I even started therapy dog training with her because she has such an awesome temperament. All in all, we were a happy, loving family, and dog and I were great friends. After boyfriend's death, his family came over to help sort through all his things. His family took the majority of the material things, car, computer, etc., which I was okay with. I kept the sentimental things and joint purchases. I thought that was that. That's totally reasonable, totally acceptable. Last night, his mom popped by after work for a surprise visit. I thought she was just checking in with me or looking for support. After a few minutes of chit-chat, she simply said, "Well, now that it seems like everything is settled, I've come to take dog home." I was confused and asked her what she meant. She explained that since dog belonged to boyfriend, it makes sense that dog be returned to his family. Shaky argument. There's a better argument to be made there. At this point, I became visibly upset and mom backed off. She said I can say my goodbyes, but she will be by this weekend to pick up dog. I am terrified, guys. I don't want to lose dog. She is a wonderful pet, but she is wonderful because boyfriend spent so much time loving her, training her, and spending time with her. I recognize his mom is also in pain. I recognize that his mom also always has loved this dog. I recognize his mom has also lived with and spent a lot of time with this dog. I understand why she wants the dog, but I don't want her to have my dog. Legally, I realize I don't have much of a leg to stand on. In all of these, I don't give a shit about the legality. Boyfriend and I weren't married. We've only been living together for a year. There was no will, and technically dog was boyfriend's property and property is transferred to the deceased family, right? If his family chose to take this to court, they have the resources to fight this. I don't. That fucking blows. Is there anything I can do? Appeal to mom's goodwill? Lay on the emotions thick and hope she relents out of pity? I am open to any ideas right now. Dog is my best friend now that my boyfriend is gone. I don't know if I can handle her being taken from me too right now. Okay, after note, I just want to say his mom is not a bad person. She is always being polite, sweet, caring. They are not malicious. They're good. Okay, I'm not going to read the edits yet. Let's discuss this. Okay? Because like I had said in the initial judgment, I was like, well, it depends on where that dog lived. Okay? And now this is tough because the dog has lived in both of the homes. The dog lived with boyfriend when boyfriend was with mom. Dog lived with boyfriend when boyfriend was with girlfriend. This is a fucking hard one. Okay, let's do a poll. Who gets the dog? Clone the dog and give one to each. That would probably be the best, yeah. But who gets the clone and who gets the original? Well, what you'd have to do is you'd have to shuffle them so nobody knew which one was which. The argument, her son died, give her the dog. The thing is with that is her boyfriend died, give her the dog. Whose grief has more like value in that exchange, you know? I wouldn't want to make the decision based on that necessarily. I think that you have to decide if the fight over the dog will make the hurt better or worse. As hard as it is, she may need to give up the dog just to keep the peace. The mom really should have had more of a discussion. Yeah, that makes sense. Like her coming in and just being like, "All right, well, I'm out of here. Oh, by the way, give me the dog real quick." They should have been like, sit down and say, "Okay, elephant in the room. We have to talk about this. Maybe you haven't thought of this, but it's been on my mind. We need to figure out who's going to get the dog," right? And it should have been started with that, like the opening of the discussion, rather than just the like, "Okay, now give me the dog." I guess maybe the mother was so confident that the dog belonged to her that she didn't even consider entertaining a discussion with the girlfriend about it. I'm gonna look at the poll results. Seems like it's a vast majority girlfriend. I would want my partner to get my pets since we live together. See, that I can agree with actually, but we can't think for the deceased boyfriend, you know. Update. Thank you for all the kind words and condolences. It's a bit overwhelming. This is a very confusing time for me, and it's reassuring to see that it isn't a black and white situation. For sure, definitely not. Sure, it would help if there was an easy answer, but at least I now know my confusion and internal conflict isn't too crazy. It's obviously a complicated matter. I am still not certain what I'm going to do with the dog. There are many good arguments for both sides. Fight to keep the dog versus give dog to mom. Trust me, I'm trying to read through all of your replies diligently. Right now, I need to figure out how to balance what is morally right, what I can deal with, and what is best for dog. That's brilliant. Wonderful. But for tonight, I think dog and I will just watch a few bad movies and have a bit of popcorn. If they both genuinely loved the dog, they wouldn't take each other away from it. Yeah, they should. Whoever ends up with the dog, the other person should be able to, okay, if a significant other dies, even if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, and you have like a good relationship with the parents, you're probably gonna be in communication with the parents for the rest of your life, right? Because that's a very, you both lost somebody so fucking close to you that like, of course you're gonna always, like, I feel like that would be like a given. So yeah, like no matter who gets the dog, they should both be able to hang out with the dog. I would email text to mom and understand why she wants the dog. Oh, is there a follow-up? I agree with that, Cindy. Yeah, like a parent losing their child is like, it's kind of weird to have a hierarchy of grief, but like if we had to do that, I would put parent losing their child as probably the worst thing. Okay, final-ish update. Okay, this seems to be the final update. First, the embarrassing confession. I became a little bitch for a while. I'll go to my friend. Okay, there's a little bit too many details. Okay. Oh my god, you're talking about like a bottle of wine. Come on. I no longer have dog. Okay, so she no longer has the dog. Okay, she didn't get the dog. Jesus Christ. It's a tough one. It's a tough call. I'm on the fence. I'm having a hard time. Really deciding on this one. Since the dog was also raised by the mom, and was already there, and it's the family. It's like the family dog, the son and the mom, the dad, and all them, instead of just the one girl, the girlfriend. I feel like it would probably be better for the dog to be with the mom and dad, because then it's also more people taking care of it. It's not just this one person. I still think I think honestly the parents should get it. Well, the poll ended and most people said the girlfriend, but I'm gonna have to disagree on this one. I think the parents should get it because they seem like really nice. And she had mentioned in the follow-up post that they like take care of cats and they're like good with animals. It's not the ending you would necessarily want, but it does make the most sense. Like it is, I think, the most fair to the dog. That was a crazy one. Let's go to another one. Okay, this one is unhinged. I just read the title. Oh my god. I found out my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him. Trigger warning, food tampering. Psychological emotional abuse. Don't read while eating. or if you have a weak stomach. I found out my partner has been putting slugs in my food. I don't know how to forgive him. I, 22 female, have been with my partner, 24 male, for 4 years now. I have never known him to do anything like this, but I noticed he started acting a little strange around a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. He started putting fruit on the floor in the garden, and I thought it was a bit weird, but he said he was feeding the mice family that have nested in our shed, so I thought it was sweet and helped him do so. See, that's totally normal. I would do something like that. Anyways, he started being really nice to me around 2 weeks ago and making me food, baking me cakes and stuff, which he never usually cooks ever, so I was happy he found a hobby. I did notice sometimes I felt sick and dizzy after eating and just put it down to lack of sleep/hormones. Anyways, a friend of my partner came into work today, I work in a cafe, and said he needed to speak to me when I was free. I was free as there wasn't any customers at the time. He told me that my partner has been collecting slugs from the garden on fruit he has been putting out there and putting them in my food, blending them up. He even sent this friend of his pictures of a bag of slugs he had collected and pictures of blended slugs. I feel really sick to my stomach, you don't say. I don't understand why he would do this. This is so out of character for him. I asked, okay, it's out of character for anybody. Who is that in character? I asked him, like the Joker? I asked him why he was doing it, and he accused me of snooping through his messages. Oh, that's so lame, dude. That's such a lame little bitch boy, dude. Which I would never do. And got so angry at me for not being able to take a joke. A joke? I feel disgusted. I love him to pieces, but I just don't understand his way of thinking right now. Am I overreacting? I don't know what, I feel lost. Okay. This right here, am I overreacting? It's a huge red flag. She's super gaslit. She is so gaslit that she thinks she's overreacting that her boyfriend put blended slugs in her food. That should be, really, this dude should be charged with crimes for real. Like, seriously. They're super underreacting. You know what, like, an adequate reaction to that is? Calling the cops immediately. This is intent to harm. Yeah, exactly. Like, she's getting sick. This is obviously fucking crazy. This is insane. Okay, we have an update. I am receiving messages telling me, what? To kill myself? What? Come on, why do people do this? Why do people do this? Why do people say things like this to people on the internet? Stop. You know what it is? It's fucking him on all accounts. It's the boyfriend on sock puppets. I went to urgent care last night in the morning and waited and finally seen around 6 a.m. I had some tests and a high level of metaldehyde in my blood. I was kept in for monitoring and have some ulcers in my stomach. I was aware of this anyways, as I was hospitalized for 2 months ago for a burst ulcer. Originally thought it was stress, but they now said it could be because of the poisoning. There it is. I could have an infection of some kind, as my temperature is high, but they haven't found anything that could be causing that yet. Slugs. They have checked my heart and it is fine. I'm due to have heart surgery this year, though, but they're delaying it due to ulcers and infections and the fact I keep getting sick, which is okay. I have an appointment. Okay. Contacted the police and wrote a statement. Yes, okay. Although, to be fair, cops are fucking useless. Reporting anything is a fucking waste of time, but it still has to be done. Anyone who knows me in real life, please don't post mine or my partner's name, as the police said it would destroy the investigation. My ex refused to say anything to the police or to me. However, he did say he would speak to his friend and only him. He then spoke to me. I was not alone. I was with a friend and his friend too. He confessed to doing random experiments on me, tests starting a few months ago after we moved in together. I want to believe this is creative writing, but the lows of humanity know no bounds. Most of the time, when I hear something that's like insanely absurd, I think this is probably harder to make up than to just find out in the wild. The world is fucking depraved. A few months ago, it started doing experiments on her, dude. I started with spitting on my toast, and then the week later, he replaced my beta blockers with salt capsules. I want to add that he was my medication holder, as I have a history of suicide attempts, so he handled my meds and gave them to me, and that's when he thought it would be funny. Holy fuck. This guy is such a massive piece of shit. Like, unbelievable. He also admitted to these things. Swapping my Linda McCartney vegetarian sausages with real meat, of course. I have IBS and struggle to digest meat, so I became a vegetarian, very common. He also replaced my corn nuggets with the real ones. I don't know what that is. Corn nuggets with a QU? I'm just assuming just vegetarian food. One of my pet giant African land snails went missing in summer, and I assumed it escaped, as I left the lid open on their box, but he said it had died. So he scraped it out and put it in my curry. I vaguely remember the day he did this, as he laughed whenever I went to eat the curry. And I got really paranoid, so I put it in the kitchen and stormed off. And then he brought it upstairs and told me to taste, and I did, and I realized he added loads of chili, and he said he was laughing because he put chili powder in it and too much came out. Now I think he must have put the chili in it to cover up the fact that he put my snail in there. Dude, it's like the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's like eating the dog. He also said he rubbed my toothbrush in the toilet, but then washed it as as he thought that was too far. I feel like this is all a dream. It just seems too dramatic to be real. I am unaware what is happening on the legal front. He says he didn't know why he did this, and that he does love me truly, and that he felt compelled to do it, which I understand as I suffer from OCD and get compulsions, and that he really loves taking care of me, and he feels it's his purpose, and he didn't mean to cause serious harm. He promised he never did any of this to our animals. Okay. This is the cycle of abuse. This is the cycle of abuse. You feed your girlfriend slugs, and then you tell her it's your purpose in life to take care of her, and you didn't mean it. That's the cycle of abuse, dude. That's literally what they write in textbooks. Oh yeah, the heart medicine. Yeah. That is honestly that is. I think the reason people are caught up on the slug thing is because it's so absurd. But yeah, the heart medicine is definitely like worse because like probably life threatening. I mean, the slug might be life threatening, but the heart medicine is definitely more life threatening. Yeah. Okay, I think he could just be stressed, as I have mental health issues that could have caused something in him to break from too much stress. I'm really sad and sorry to those who I caused concern. This is a crazy one. He has mental health issues. Oh yeah, he's a sociopath. He doesn't have any empathy. He views people around him as like NPCs, like non-player characters that he can just like run experiments on. He does not value how they feel about what he's doing. Yeah, this dude's a sociopath. Just found a jar with 4 slugs in under the sink my partner must have forgot about. I think they are dead, so can be old ones. I feel physically sick. I'm not going to open the picture. I don't want to. They're dead slugs, okay? You just imagine it. In the comments, many are asking if she has gone to the doctor. She has, and it was revealed that he did more than feed her slug. He promised he never did this to any other animals, but our dog recently had lungworm, and he admitted to making you eat your pet snail. He replaced your heart medication with salt. Oh no, this is a commenter. And tampered with your food, knowing that you have IBS. There's nothing funny about that. He is endangering your health and those of your pets. Stress doesn't make anyone do this. He is not safe for you or your pets. These are not the actions of someone who loves taking care of you. They are cruelty. True. Please stop blaming yourself. That is a symptom of being gaslit, blaming yourself. I understand your struggles with both mental and physical health and the need for someone to love and care for you. But if you value your life and those of the animals you adopted, he can never be trusted again. True. She's blaming herself. Yes. He's going to end up killing her. Well, we'll see where the story goes. This is an old story too. This is from 2 years ago. It's actually not that old. Okay, somewhere during this, OP posts this comment. Okay, so this is her. Hi, he was diagnosed with ASPD yesterday and admitted everything to me and how I was his way of looking normal to the outside world. He manipulated me by giving me everything I wanted as a BPD sufferer. Love, affection, compliments. Okay. He began testing me emotionally at first with cheating to see how I would react, but I forgave him, and then began with food and stuff to see how long until I got sick. I'm still baffled. The person I knew, I never really knew at all. Okay, yeah. So what the fuck is going on in this guy's mind? What is this compulsion to test these boundaries? What is there to gain from this dude? He's like, I just wanted to see. I was gonna cheat on you, see how you'd react. Like, bro, what do you mean? Just fucking open your eyes, dude. How do people react when they're cheated on? They don't like it. Okay, there's your fucking answer. Jesus Christ. You don't need to... and also, you don't need to put slugs in someone's food to see how long it takes for them to get sick. You just don't put fucking slugs in her food, dude. What the fuck? Some things don't need to be tested. You know what I mean? I wonder if I put the shotgun in my mouth and pull the trigger, it'll blow my head off. Yeah, fucking of course it will. He is a psychopath, yes, and he gives ASPD sufferers a bad name. He knew I was vulnerable due to my mental and physical illnesses. He became my carer, but was torturing me at the same time, and I was unaware of any of this. He rescued me from an abusive situation and then put me into a new one. He was specifically looking for someone vulnerable to do this to. I recently left my weird... hold on. I'm struggling to eat. Oh, yeah. She's struggling to eat. So, yeah, of course. Of course. How wouldn't she be traumatized by this? I recently left a weird relationship where my partner was contaminating my food. Okay, these are just follow-ups and stuff about her. Okay, she's alive. Hello, everybody. Sorry. For those I didn't get to message back, my messages have been full. Thank you for those who reached out. You made me feel less alone. Hope everyone is well. As of about 4 months ago, she is still active and doing well. I won't open her Reddit profile. We won't do that. We won't do that. We'll just look at like specifically the posts. We won't. But yeah, that is crazy. That is a wild experience. That was a wild story. I don't know how we're gonna top that one. That was absolutely deranged. It like hits the check boxes for every abusive relationship 101. They find somebody who's already vulnerable, somebody with mental health issues, someone who just got out of like a bad relationship, someone who's in a bad situation, a bad circumstance. They love bomb. They appear to be everything that they need them to be, and then they put slugs in their fucking food to see how long it takes for them to get sick. And then when they find out, they try to convince the person that they're putting the fucking slugs in their food that they're the ones overreacting. They're crazy. It just hits everything. It hits everything. Absolutely unhinged. Great thread. Ooh, this one just says mature content from the Today I Fucked Up community. Trigger warning, sexual content. Nothing graphic. It's just text. No images. Okay, we're good. It's on Reddit, right? Oh, I mean, there's actually a lot of things on Reddit. Just such a wild title. Okay, this one comes out of the Today I Fucked Up. TIFU. Today I Fucked Up. By coming into a coconut. This didn't happen today. It happened quite years ago. That's like standard issue on Today I Fucked Up. This didn't actually happen today. This happened 6 years ago. Using a throwaway account? Of course. Your family knows your main Reddit account. Well, that's your first mistake. All right, never let anyone know your Reddit account, okay? Trust. Anyway, around 8 years back, I lived in northern Mozambique, a coastal southern African country with quite a warm climate. I'm so happy that he put the detail in of where he's from and like the climate. That's okay. When I said like the other one had way too many details, this one actually needs those details. This one actually needs them because this isn't like a trauma dumping story. This is a fucking romance. Okay. My mother at the time was going through a health nut phase and only buying foods she deemed healthy enough. One of these was coconuts. She would buy several coconuts a week to use in food from the local market. Anyway, being a horny teenager, I fapped in regular intervals. Unfortunately, there was some severely stressful examinations coming up for me, and as such, my fapping reached a higher peak than usual, and I was feeling pretty sexually frustrated. One day, I hear that my mother is going to be out for pretty much the entire afternoon. Horny me decides that it would be a fantastic idea to fuck a coconut. Okay. Why did you jump to fuck a coconut? Like, the normal situation here is, I'm going to be home alone for a while. Horny me decides that it would be a good time to fucking take care of business when no one else is home. But he just jumps to fucking a coconut. Dude, hello? That's 0 to 11 immediately. Honestly, to this day, I can't fathom why I thought this would be a good idea, but my train of thought by that was clearly somewhat clogged. Okay, you know what? I ended up grabbing the coconut drill. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I was really confused by that. I thought he specifically meant that he made a coconut drill for the hole, but those just exist to get the milk out. Okay, hold on. My head is getting clogged. I ended up grabbing the coconut drill and through 20-ish minutes of concerted effort ended up creating a hole large enough for me to stick my porker into. Okay. The editorial language. I decided to require some lube and grab the nearest slippery thing, some butter, before shoving it into the coconut, followed shortly by my meat. I fuck the coconut, and it actually feels pretty damn good. So I blow my load, shove the coconut under my bed, and continue about my day. Oh my god, the layers of depravity. The layers of depravity, dude. It's bad enough that you're fucking a coconut, but now you're just like, you're like, I'm all in, dude. I'm using butter as lubricant. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm not even throwing this thing like the farthest in my yard. I'm putting it under my bed. Like, this is just the layers of depravity. For the next week, the coconut is my savior. You kept going to the same coconut? Whenever I want to get off, I simply take it out and fuck it. It is delightfully tight hole made better each time by Okay, hold on. This guy is proud of what he's done. This is not a man who feels any regret. This is not a man who is remorseful for his actions. This man is bragging. Now, before I continue, I'd best mention that at the time, our area was experiencing quite humid, muggy weather, which exacerbated an already existing fly problem. Ooh, disgustingly fat, bloated flies were commonly found around our house, and the exterminators couldn't really do anything because it was a localized area problem that would go away in the winter. About a week and a bit after the initial coconut fuck, that's like D-Day for him, dude. That's just like ground zero. Initial coconut fuck. He remembers the day, dude. He marked it on his calendar. I had been using it pretty much every day since then. I began to notice a few more flies than usual, as well as an odd, unpleasant smell about my room. Must be the coconut, right? So I decide that I'll fuck it once more before I throw it out and get a new one. Worst mistake I ever made. You see, the reason for the increased number of flies was that the coconut was evidently, in hindsight, a nearly perfect place to lay eggs. As I penetrated the coconut one last time, I began to feel a strange wriggling sensation. Puzzled, I pulled my cock out to discover that it was covered in rotted and moldy butter and semen and teeming with tiny fucking maggots. They were wriggling all over my dickhead, and some were even trying to force their way into my urethra. I screamed and threw the coconut against the wall, which made the situation worse by spilling the contents. Hours of vigorous cock scrubbing, vomiting, and cleaning the remnants were spent reflecting on what the fuck I was doing with my life. Never again. Never again. I was not expecting that level of escalation. Oh my god, dude. Reflecting on that was fucking needed. Dude, don't even bother reflecting. Just, like, repress it. Just repress it. You didn't need to think about it ever again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, that is so fucking gross, dude. By the way, you can't see it. This has 114,000 upvotes. This has to be one of the most popular threads on Reddit of all time. It's like the Obama AMA and then like coconut fucker. Yeah, this guy gets it. He's like, I get how your like horny brain thought fucking a coconut was a good idea, but like, yeah. This dude does not experience post-nut clarity. He doesn't. He's just permanently like horn-brained. I don't know how I never saw this. There's nothing more to be said about that. That story speaks for itself. We have am I the asshole? Wait, am I the devil? Wait, is this like even worse than I am the asshole? Am I the asshole for not attending my sister's wedding since my husband is not invited? It depends. Is your husband like a freak? Is your husband like a monster? I mean, your sister is a little bit more important than your husband, but I guess it depends on the reasons why he's not allowed. Let me start by saying I do understand my husband's behavior is inappropriate. Okay, well, that's a fucking red flag, okay? Automatically, I'm like, hold on. Your sister might be onto something here. But like all of us, he's not perfect. Okay, again, anything that okay, if you say, like all of us, he's not perfect, anything that follows that statement is always going to be something that's like, okay, that's like beyond not perfect. That's like really fucked. And I took vows to him to stand by him and accept him as a whole person, including his flaws. Overall, he's a good husband and I love him despite one issue. So my husband has a kink for urinating on himself in public. I think it's the humiliation aspect that gets him off. So sometimes, not every time, we get together with my family, he will pee his pants. But overall, it's not really that disruptive. He just stands up and says something like, oh no, I've peed myself. Then he goes to the bathroom and changes. I always bring a change of pants and underwear for him in case this happens. And when he gets back, we just move and don't talk about it. Of course, we don't want people to know my husband is doing this for a kink. Okay, they know. They fucking know, dude. So we've told my family that he has a medical condition that causes him to not have full control of his bladder. He would wear, depends, adult diapers if that were true. I told them the reason that he doesn't wear adult diapers is that he's ashamed of needing diapers at his age. So he's basically in denial that he needs them and refuses to wear. Okay, dude, that doesn't make any logical sense at all. You're embarrassed of wearing diapers, but you're less embarrassed about pissing your pants in public and having to change and announcing it to the world? That doesn't add up. See, if I was the family, I would already know. I would already fucking know. Now my sister is getting married, and she says my husband can't come because she doesn't want him disrupting the wedding by peeing his pants. Yes, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. I told her it was unfair to exclude him over a medical condition he can't help. Well, you're lying. Which is true as far as she knew. Well, my God. Which is true as far as she knew. No, you're lying. You're lying. But she said it's his own choice to refuse to wear adult diapers, so it is his fault. Okay, see, that's valid. Even with the fiction they've created, the parents were automatically able to see through that. I told her it's her wedding and she can invite who she wants, but if my husband isn't invited, I'm not coming. He loves my family, and I know it really hurts him to be excluded from the wedding just because of a kink he can't help having. It does. Okay, that idea of like, oh, I have a kink, I just can't help it. No, that doesn't work. Because what if your kink is like something like very fucked up and violent towards other people? Oh, sorry, officer, I have a kink. No, get out of here. He's been crying and saying he feels disgusted for having this kink, but he can't control himself, and now my family doesn't even want to be around him. I know it would really hurt him if I just left him alone and went to the wedding by myself. He told me it's my choice to go if I want and that he won't be mad, but I know he'd be really sad if I went. I love my sister and family, but my husband is my life partner, so he's always my number one priority above all else, and I believe I should stand by him and support him rather than choosing my family over him. So I told my sister I won't make it to the wedding. I know she's extremely angry with me, saying I'm a bad sister because I won't be there to support her. She's marrying a woman, so she always also said it makes it look like I'm homophobic if I don't show up to support their union. I told her I'd love to come if my husband is invited, but she said she can't stand the thought of him disrupting the ceremony or reception by peeing his pants and announcing it. I told her how much it hurts my husband that he would be excluded, but she doesn't care. I said, fine, but that means I can't come. But she won't let it go and keeps starting fights saying I'm a bad sister. I do feel bad that it hurts her that I won't be there. Okay, I'm not going to read the Reddit comments. She's totally fucking in the right, the sister, to be like, yeah, he can't come. You can't involve unconsensual people. Yeah, exactly. You can't involve unconsenting people in your kink. That is like one of the major lines, right? Any sort of like public type shit, because it's not just at that point you're requiring there to be non-consensual people in your kink. That is problematic. Okay? Because consent is fucking everything. Okay? If you have a kink that most people will think is weird, okay, but you do it with other people in a consensual setting, that it's like agreed upon and it's all understood, like kink communities, they exist, yeah, and it's all about consent. Exactly. Having kinks that require you to do things in public to non-consenting people is not okay. It's just not okay. Yeah, so obviously the OP, the wife in this situation, is being way too fucking charitable for her pants pissing husband. Because he's also doing this whole fucking rigmarole of acting all sad and sappy, like, oh, I just can't help it. Consent, dude. What a fucking idiot. What a bitch boy too for like crying about it. The sister's totally right for being like, dude, why the fuck won't you come to my wedding? This is fucked up. She's lying to her family about him having like a medical problem. No kink shaming here, but I will shame you when you're saying you can't help your kink and making people who are non-consenting take part of it. Yes, exactly. That's just wild, dude. Was there any follow-ups? First paragraph. This sounds tricky. Is the husband sexist? Bullies his sister, perhaps? A brutal, honest type? Second paragraph. Oh, right, the classic urine humiliation fetish. A tale as old as time. Oh yeah, this is my take too. The wife is an idiot if she thinks the whole family can't see past the medical condition lie. Yeah, exactly. Like, If medical condition, then diaper. If not wear diaper, then why announce pissing yourself? Why don't you have like, I don't know, wearing like darker jeans so someone could notice if you soiled yourself, and then not announcing it, right? So the logical tree of it being a medical condition does not check out. I would have, if I was the family, I would have been like, no, I know he's fucking getting off to this. That was a weird one. That one was good because the wife was being so charitable and forgiving and like trying to like play dumb about the situation. That was good. Princess and the Pea. Nice. Okay. This one seems a little more lighthearted. Am I the asshole for audibly saying bruh when my sister announced she was pregnant again, in caps? That's actually a really funny fucking response to someone being pregnant. That's like, bruh. Again, dude? What the fuck? Okay, hello, I'm female 16. Okay, you're automatically forgiven. Like, you're automatically forgiven. A younger sister of to Lori, 26 female. Me and Lori have never been close since we had different dads. I was an affair baby. She's always resented me for ruining her family, but whatever. Lori has 6 kids. Yes, 6 twin boys. We don't need the names. Who are 7. A girl who's 6. Another girl who's 5. Another boy who's 2. So quick succession. Like you're having birth. You're making a new one. Just quickly, just getting them out there, banging them out, dude. Really just putting in the hours. Despite the fact that she is incapable of taking care of these kids, 4 of them were actually planned because she knows my pushover mom will give her money and watch the kids. My mom even quit her job to do so, even turning her workroom into a nursery for one of them. We're pretty well off, but we can't do this forever. I try not to judge and just ignore her like she does me, even though when my mom is busy doing something like changing a diaper, I have to step in and help, especially with the twins since they're very rough with each other. Tonight at dinner, her boyfriend joined, a father to just one of them, as well as her father. This wasn't abnormal, so I didn't think anything of it until my sister said she had some exciting news. I wished she'd say something else, but I knew what she was going to say. I'm pregnant, she would say. Everyone went dead silent until I said, bruh. I didn't mean to say it out loud, but come on. She gave me a death stare and said if I wanted to say something, I should just say it, so I did. Lori, this is your 6th child. You know we can't keep supporting you. Without mom, you'd be on the streets, and you know that. Look at mom. She's so tired. She's always taking care of your kids, and so am I. I'd bet I've changed more diapers than you have, you selfish bitch. Woo! She began to cry. Aww. And ran out into her boyfriend's car. He followed her and drove. My mother then began to cry. She left to go get Carl back to bed since he woke up. Okay, one of the little boy. It was just me and Lori's father. He began to yell and told me I was a brat and Lori was a great mother, and then he stormed off. As I'm sitting here in the morning watching the boys, I'm thinking, was I too obnoxious? Maybe didn't need to call herself a bitch. My mom says that a lot. I don't mean to be because of my autism. Okay, well, again, forgiven. But come on, please give me some feedback. Reddit, am I the asshole? No, you're not. 16-year-old autistic girl whose sister is, if we're going to take her word for it, not a great mother, and pushing off the responsibilities of the kids onto the grandmother and also kid sister. No, you were not in the wrong. You're fucking real as fuck for that. Like, yeah, you could have like maybe, you didn't have to. I mean, you didn't need to say you selfish bitch, but it's a punctuation. You're driving the point home. Pretty brave of her to just be this fucking honest. See, the comments are probably everyone's gonna agree. Oh, NTA stands for not the asshole. Okay, gotcha. I was like, what does that mean in the comment? I would have completely stopped helping the kids. Yep, exactly. Bruh. The bruh is so good. Yeah, that's that kind of shit that needs to be said, exactly. That was great. That was a great read. Hell yeah, dude. Not the asshole. We did it, Reddit. Like, bruh is the perfect word to use. Exactly, because it says so much. Like, she didn't even need to say the rest of it. It was all there in the bruh. Am I the asshole for kidnapping? Okay, when you're putting kidnapping in quotes, that's a little... Did you kidnap the baby or not? Am I the asshole for kidnapping my baby, causing my husband to have a panic attack? I, 29 female, recently started working again after having my daughter, 4 months old. Daycare is too expensive, so my husband, 35, reluctantly agreed to stay home. It's important to know that he's been unemployed since 2001. he receives benefits. Okay, COVID, it happens. It's also important to know that he's extremely lazy. He doesn't cook, clean, or help out in any way. I was nervous about leaving her home with her father, but I had no choice. When I came back from work, she was clean and sleeping. The next few times I came home, he was either playing with her, feeding her, or out for a walk with her. Okay, good. I was happy. A few days ago, my neighbor told me that as soon as I leave, the baby cries, and she cries for hours. Eee. My neighbor said that she knocked on the door and he finally answered. He was sleeping. I was concluding that he sleeps all day, and right before I come home, he pretends to care for her. Yep, that is exactly what he's doing. I decided to take the day off of work. I left home of my regular time, waited 30 minutes, and then went home. Sure enough, he was knocked out asleep with his stupid noise-canceling headphones on. I went to my daughter's room, scooped her up, and then took her to my friend's house. I waited about 2 hours, and I finally called him to tell him that I was coming home early. He called me back saying that he can't find the baby. He told me that he was going to call the police, but before he did, I told him what I did. He called me an asshole and a lot of other words too. When I got home, his mother was there calming his nerves because he has a panic attack. She also called me an asshole. My husband decided to sleep at her house. Family members were telling me that I'm a terrible person. Well, his family, you got to remember, even if like you're married, your families are still like warring tribes. So like their family's pretty much always going to take the side of like your significant other over you. I know that it was extreme, but I don't know if I would consider myself to be an asshole. Before reading the update, before reading the comments, it's an interesting one because he is more in the wrong for being a negligent piece of shit. Complete fucking negligent moron. Now, her playing games with it, the coming home part to find him asleep, probably could have been it. Or like taking her and then going to her friend's house and then calling and being like, hey, asshole, I just came home 30 minutes after leaving and you were still asleep, so I have the baby, you fucking deadbeat. You know, that might have been a little bit better than like putting him through that like panic attack. I mean, it's like, oh, boo-hoo, fucking grown man has a panic attack, but really like that's his child missing and he didn't really know where it was. So like it has to do with like the balance of justice here, right? He was a piece of shit, negligent asshole. What she did was totally right, I think, up to the point of letting him have that panic attack. But even then, it doesn't tip the scale enough in his favor. Like, it was bad. So, like, imagine it's like a scale. It's like 100% I'm in her favor and 0% in his favor. She goes and takes the baby, whatever, still 100% in her favor. She lets him have a panic attack. It's like 5%. I was like, it takes like 5% off of it. Whole point was to see if he would. No, I know that was the point, but that's what I mean by like playing games. It's like you already knew that he was asleep, noise canceling headphones, fucking negligent as fuck. You might not have needed to do that extra like bit. You know what I mean? I get that it completely drives the point home. Maybe he deserved it, but like now, what if we have a different scenario here in which he legitimately like had a heart attack? Like, he's a deadbeat, but, like, do deadbeats deserve to fucking die? I think the point needed to be driven home for noise-canceling headphones to tune out your newborn for that long. I will say, like, not even 95%. I'm 98% in agreement. The ends justify the means. I will say that. The ends justify the means. He will never fuck up like that ever again, probably. It's a harsh fucking... It's a real harsh way to get him to reach that conclusion. And I guess if he is a total fuck up, which it kind of sounds like he is, then that might have been the only way to really drive the point home. So I think it's completely okay. She is not the asshole from just this first paragraph. I don't know the rest of the context because there's more. I think just from this information, she is not the asshole. It just might have been like a tune excessive. Update. Sorry I created this account just to post my story. I'm not a big Reddit user. Okay, that doesn't matter. I missed so many wonderful messages. Once I finally told everyone what happened, many took my side. Okay, my ex-president and mother-in-law still think I'm a jerk, biased. My friend allowed my daughter and I to move in with her, which is nice, where we were living in a bad area before, so this is a fresh start. My ex-husband is not asking to see my daughter My ex-husband has not asked to see my daughter for the past week. Online, he's saying how I ruined his youth by trapping him with a baby. What a fucking idiot, dude. I don't care anymore. I'm in a nice routine with my daughter. I took her to the hospital and they found signs of neglect. I explained the situation. The doctor advised me to press charges against my husband. I think I will. But I'm safe and daughter is safe. Daughter is safe. To be honest, I probably won't come back to Reddit, but I wanted to share this and say thank you. Good. I'm glad she got the fuck out. I'm glad he's ex-husband. What a fucking deadbeat piece of shit. He definitely fucking deserved it. Because ultimately all that matters in this situation is the baby's safety. That's all that matters in this situation. Even if it's like a touch bit like on the cruel side of making him go through that, it doesn't even come remotely close to outweighing the importance of that child's health and safety. Elise Kansley has only adult home caring for a 4-month-old. Absolutely not the asshole. True. I agree. Because she could have done much worse, and it still would have been in her favor. Because like it's neglecting a baby versus an adult being, having consequences brought upon them. You know what I mean? What a thread. He deserved it. That was a lot of fun. If you guys have more Reddit threads you want me to read and discuss and talk about, they're in the Discord. There's a channel in there you can post. But yeah, that's going to do it. That was the first one.